All right, let's do this. Hello and welcome everybody to In the Guard, your one-stop shop for all things combat sports, MMA, boxing. Some little scuffles in the park, whatever we can find out. We're gonna talk about here on the show. Coming off of UFC 258, Usman versus Burns main event was a fun one. We're gonna get right into it, I guess, right?
Yeah, let's jump right in. Let's dive in. We'll start with Usman and Burns, man. I don't think anybody can talk shit about Kamaru anymore.
Yeah, I mean, boring is not I've used the boring word when talking about Kamaru Usman many times. I think that's gone. I don't think that's the thing no more. I think if he finds himself in trouble, he might revert back to that just to win the fight. But he's finishing people now.
I just don't see who's going to challenge him in this division.
No, that's kind of the clean out position. We get some up and comers, kind of, with Hamzat. We'll see what happens with him coming up forward. But like that 2 to 9 does not look very.
And I think he's just going to have time to fine tune that striking with Trevor Whitman. Like, you see how rangy he is. Like, people sleep on that straight right too, though.
That jab cross was just on fire.
That 1-2.
And he dropped Gilbert Burns with a jab.
But it was out of his switch stance, so it was his power hand. So it was his power jab. But
on the flip side, we both had Burns in this fight. We thought he would win. Yeah. And the first round looked like I thought the fight was going to go. Like, we saw Burns had that power. He rocked Usman early. We see that he can be rocked. He can be, caught off guard. If somebody has a little bit more pop, might be able to put him to sleep. So maybe if a guy like Masvidal does catch him, it'd be hard to get it. But I think that if he was fighting a guy like Masvidal, he'll go to the takedown. He'll
use his whole game. He used one aspect of his game against Burns
because he knew damn well.
Yeah,
and that's why.
Which makes it even more impressive.
My biggest thing with this was I thought Usman's biggest strength was his wrestling, right? And you take that guy to the floor and control the floor, but I knew damn well he did not want to go to the floor with Gilbert Burns, and it showed in that first round. Burns was laying on the floor saying, "Come on." Yeah. Usman wanted no part of it.
He ate a few punches too to the gut.
Yeah,
you can see there's one that had him like looking sideways.
That's a great strategy. Like, I wanted to see what happened if it went to the floor. A big, powerful wrestler in Usman versus a world-class grappler in Burns. And Usman's strategy was great. Whitman had him ready to go. Whitman prepared him.
And how much did Usman recover while Burns was on his back for about 90 seconds?
Tons. And then Burns kind of fought the rest of the fight like Usman was still rocked when he wasn't. Like, he was still trying to go for that one-punch knockout and really hit it kind of, at that point, reset. You won round one. Okay, come out and get a whole new fight again, because just try to win each round individually, where he's trying to say, you know what, I rocked him in round one. Let me try to get him out of here in round two, rather than just take that round in itself. And then Usman just kind of dominated the rest of the fight after that.
Fucking awesome performance.
It's time to start talking about him as like one of the greatest welterweights, if not the greatest welterweight of all time.
I'm actually looking forward to see him fight again.
Yeah.
And I never thought I would say that.
Yeah, I was excited for Usman a little bit after the Woodley fight when he finally took that title. Okay, he got new king rising.
And then the Covington fight, he put on a show.
Yeah, but then that Masvidal fight was just terrible to watch.
Yeah.
But he came back out now, and just like I said, this was a great performance by him on all levels.
I have no interest in Usman Masvidal, even though he called him out.
I get why he called him out. One, Masvidal's been talking shit. Two, he knows he win that fight.
Of course, but and then where does Gilbert Burns go? He drops. I don't think he drops too much. I think he can hang with most of those people behind him. But
there's a few fights I think he can kind of keep himself going. You don't fight easy people no more when you get a title shot. So, is it a Michael Chiesa who just won? Is it a Wonder Boy Stephen Thompson? Somebody like that. He's gonna fight somebody in the top 10.
Yeah.
He already beat Maya. I don't think Maya's unofficially retired, right?
He's got a fight coming up, I thought.
I don't know.
A Covington fight, maybe?
Well, they're talking Covington and Leon Edwards now because of the Hamza back out. So the Covington Edwards is all but 100% set in stone.
Is it just mirrors these welterweight divisions? It just seems like it's hard to get people to step up on short notice in that welterweight division.
Because a lot of those guys,
those smaller guys, those fuckers are always stepping up. Maybe it's the weight cutting, right?
Here's the fight.
How much do those guys balloon up?
I'm going to put this out in the atmosphere, put it on the internet. I'm not going to be the first one to say this, but there's the guy that needs to be fighting Kamaru Usman next. They've been all this goddamn talking about Khabib versus GSP. But Khabib, you wanted a challenge to come back, something for that 30-0, something to entice you. Why not fight for that welterweight title and fight Kamaru Usman for that title? You want to be challenged? You want to be pushed as somebody that can wrestle?
That's the question. Did Khabib see something last night and go like, well, maybe this is a reason to come back?
He never stated it had to be the lightweight division.
Let's talk. You want to talk about fighting the greatest welterweight of all time? He might be fighting right now.
That'd be a fight
Usman.
I would love to watch.
Right, and let's get that in the atmosphere. Talk about it. Hashtag it all you want. Khabib versus Usman. That's the fight I want right now. Let's get that going. Get that out there in the ether. Because I think that is the next big fight.
Yeah, that's
like I don't really want to see.
I'd rather
Usman,
see that than GSP.
And I don't want to see
Khabib.
Usman and Stylebender.
Nah,
that's not interested in that. I'm not really interested in obviously I don't think Gaethje. Who knows now? But like Gaethje's going to come up, or anybody in the light heavyweight's going to come up, or the lightweight's going to come up. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's do that, Khabib. If there was ever a fight to come back for, let's not talk about a 40-year-old GSP who hasn't fought in 5 years. Let's go. You want to fight some beasts, some guy you haven't choked out. You want to say you're the best of all time? He comes and he snatches up Kamaru Usman's neck. That's a trophy.
I can see it.
That puts him. I mean, Khabib's already going to be on the Hall of Fame, maybe Rushmore of MMA.
Yeah.
But that gets his head. He's that Washington head. If he comes back and he chokes out Kamaru Usman, he's on the Washington head of Mount Rushmore for sure. There's no denying he's the greatest fighter of all time if he does that. Unless Jones goes and just cleans out that heavyweight division, which that would be tough to do because it just takes one punch at heavyweight.
Yeah.
It takes one bad moment.
Jones getting his clock clean though.
It just takes one moment.
Look, I am lobbying for fucking Jones and Miocic.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Jones and Nagano really. I want to see Miocic. Like I just love Miocic.
Yeah.
I want to see him beat Nagano again, and then I want to see him beat Jones, and then I want to see him retire. Like fuck you.
Well, we'll get into that a little later because I pulled that one up.
Okay,
we'll go in depth on that.
But
one,
yeah,
so.
shout out to Marty he deserves all the credit in the world. He, like I said, meant it himself. He just was it the most consecutive wins to start UFC career. He passed GSP yesterday.
Yeah.
What GSP record did he beat? He beat one of GSP's records.
Yeah.
And that was GSP's division. He's beaten all studs. Like even everyone talks about how good Rocky Leon Edwards is. He beat Leon Edwards. That's already
it's about time to change those nicknames. No more fake news from this guy.
Yeah, no, he's
Marty Fake Newsman is no more.
he is legit. He's beating everyone that's coming. He doesn't duck nobody either.
Yeah.
He is not avoiding nobody. Shout out to Kamaru Usman. He definitely won me over yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, let's go to the Chicago
Battle
local
of the Babes.
Well,
Macy Barber. I had Macy Barber.
No, I did too. I mean, she's the one definitely UFC wanted to win too.
No, I picked Grosso straight pick.
Yeah,
I was heavy on Macy in DraftKings.
Yeah, I picked Macy and was heavy on her too, and she actually cost me in DraftKings. Thank you, Macy.
Yeah.
But she's definitely one that Dana wanted to win too. She's the young one, the prodigy, the 21 years old, the one talking about I'm gonna be the youngest UFC champion of all time, faster than Jones.
But it was interesting to see Grosso doing some of the bullying in the cage last night. Like she was, getting the double unders, working the clinch game, turning Macy back to the cage.
Well, you kind of mentioned this too, and that's probably part of one of the reasons I think you took Grosso. This is a tough comeback fight. She blew her ACL her last fight, and she's coming here to find another fighter that UFC really wanted to push a long time ago, checking that Mexico market. Grosso, who's always been a good striker, and we saw in this fight her grappling went through the roof.
I was
those
like,
transitions and that second round where she was going for the back take.
I mean, her boxing is second to none in the female divisions. It's like she was competing with the best of the best at strawweight. She just had to go up because she couldn't make the weight.
Right,
6 pounds.
And she looks comfortable there.
And it's like, damn, this is who you're bringing Barber back to fight. Like, this is no easy.
But feat. Barber's walking around with that number 10 on her. You're not gonna fight easy with number 10.
What, 21, 22?
She's 21, 22. Yeah. She's hard to cheer for because of her the hype behind her. For one, naturally you hear that hype train, you want oh, is this really anything? Yeah. 2, she's not very modest. I would say she said she's gonna be the youngest UFC champion of all time. 1, John Jones that was amazing at 21 years old. 2, you have the bullet in your division. That's who you're chasing. You're saying you're gonna knock her out or beat her in the next couple years. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. You're not there yet. But she came out really cautious in the first 2 rounds, and I think that's what cost her the fight. We were joking about it, that fucking 5 foot away jab that she kept throwing at
phantom jabbing.
And I think that was like cobwebs and a little bit of like fear and indecision because of the injury. Like she was trying to test herself. She was a little nervous. She had little cobwebs.
It's probably battling some mental battles as well. How's my knee gonna hold up once this shit really gets rolling?
And once that second round, ended, and she went to her corner, and her corner told her, "You do some amazing things in that gym. I need you to do that right here." Like a click switch, and she was a monster.
That
in
third round.
Man, if she came out all 3 rounds like that, she would have won this fight for sure. She was aggressive, vicious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to maintain that pace for 3 rounds, but
She was doing a lot more in that third round. I mean, Grosso was still countering pretty effectively, though, but she was feeling the heat a lot more.
oh yeah, I mean, it wasn't like Grosso was a slouch in that round, but
Yeah.
Micey Barber clearly won round 3.
Yeah.
Like there was no question who won that round. And if she even did one more round like that.
I really enjoyed this fight. It was a good fight.
Right. It was a really good fight. And I do think that the Macy Barber is the future. Like she just needs to go retool a little bit. You know,
She's
maybe
got
step
time.
back. She's what 20-2. What's her record now? She has like 2 losses, but like 10-2 or something like that right now.
You can pull her
She
up
needs a few tune-up fights.
Right.
She needs a few. Not Alexa
she has
Grosso.
plenty of time to work
Yeah.
herself up.
Yeah.
So this says
8-2.
8-2.
Yeah.
But she might be.
No, that's her second loss.
8-3?
No, that's her
That was
second.
her
Her
second.
first
Yeah,
loss was
she's
Roxy, and then
8-2.
now right
Yeah.
now. So she has the whole world in front of her. Her last 2 losses. Again, tough people.
Yeah.
But again, Julia Robinson's not a total slouch. She's a pro too, so she
Yeah.
doesn't really fight too many easy people. She'll
I mean,
take that step back, and I think it's a good time. She reminds me of from the Bellator side, Aaron Pico. Aaron Pico was that prodigy, world class wrestler, boxer. Everyone thought he was gonna be the next thing, and he got beat a few times.
He's
early
on
in his
the up
career.
and up now, though.
And now he retooled. He got new camp. Greg Jackson gave him game plans, and now he's kind of taking Bellator by storm. He's starting to get on a roll. So she may be that type of character for the UFC. Like I think her future is way more promising than a guy like Chase Hooper.
Yeah.
In a similar story, like those people that got there really early, I think she's way more promising than a Chase
Give her a
Hooper.
few outside of the top 15. Let her work her way back up. I mean, I think Grosso should be higher in the rankings.
Well, I think
in that
Ross is going to
division.
take that 10 spot. She's trying to make that flip.
Well, they have
and
to give Grosso a top 10.
And now she's going to go into that top 10 and fight. And she.
I think
deserves
Grosso
it.
wins one more. She should get bullet.
I think Grosso should fight the other Shevchenko.
Yeah, there
Let's
we go.
Grosso,
She beats her. She
Antonina.
gets a title
Let's
shot.
go Grosso, Antonina.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun fight to watch. Be a good strike in that fight, good kickboxing, some grappling exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
And if she wins that, she moves up into that top 5 for sure. Macy? I'm not,
Well,
I know
Macy's from Chicago, so like, hey, why don't you come on the podcast?
Yeah,
We'd love
good-
to
Yeah,
have
good
you.
chat.
Macy. Come on.
We could talk.
I'd like to see Macy get some redemption and fight Roxy again.
Yeah. Why
The
not?
talk was she blew her knee out, right? Roxy's still going to be a tough fight.
What about like a Felice? What's Felice Herrig? 115?
She's fighting right now, right? Or she's a fight coming up, Felice.
Does she?
But Roxy just fought.
Where's
She
that
just fought.
flyweight
They both just
division?
fought in
There
the
it
last
is.
month.
Jessica I. She could fight Jessica I.
Jessica I. They're talking about Jessica I and Grosso, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's the talk right now. Yeah, they're taking. Yeah, why
Hey,
not?
why not
get
Antonia
Mason?
Shevchenko and Grosso? I don't know. I'd like to see Grosso fight somebody a little higher in the rankings.
Well, I honestly thought Shevchenko was higher ranked. I didn't know she was that
Yeah.
far down.
What about Grosso and Arujo?
That's a good one. What's
Yeah.
got her Grosso and JoJo? Is that too much of a jump?
What do they think? What is it? Who's Calvillo gonna go up?
She just lost to Murph. Or who did she just lose to? Who did Calvillo just lose to?
She lost to
She decided not to grapple.
not Jessica I.
Chukagian.
Chukagian. Yeah.
She decided not to grapple.
She
the whole
beat
fight.
Jessica I.
Yeah, that's the main event.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Calvillo's a viable opponent for her too, but the talk is right now it's gonna be Jessica I and Grosso. Which I could see it.
give Grosso another win.
So yeah, I'd like to see Macy and Roxy get that rematch going. Macy said it was all about her knee. You got a chance to redeem
I
yourself.
don't know. Roxy was putting it on her before that knee went out.
But I'm saying now let's see if it was that knee or not.
All right,
Another
Kevin
good-
Gastelum bouncing back in
Very
the
similar
win
story. Very
Yeah.
similar story in this fight. Gastelum, the biggest surprise for me was when they said he was 29
I knew you were
years
gonna
old.
say that.
And not because he looks old. He's been in the UFC for so fucking
Dude.
long. I thought he was my age.
He's probably been in there for at least since 2007.
Forever. I can't
6.
remember when he wasn't in the UFC. I
Yeah.
can't remember that far back.
Nah,
He's
keep
been
it
in a
in
bad stretch, but he showed why he's a pro, why he's been in the UFC for so long. He whether this the Hurricane, no
Yeah.
pun intended. Heinisch,
Heinisch was game opponent.
the IQ wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
There's times where Gastelum, who's been in there with the best of the best, world champions. He's been there with Hall of Famers. There's certain situations where Heinisch was attacking like that Kimura when he did not have it. When Gastelum's mounting him,
There's a lot of wasted energy.
right?
Yeah.
And he thought he was in position when he really wasn't.
Yeah.
And I think the first round it was a step up in competition for sure. I mean, you're going from GM3 to Kelvin Gastelum. That's a jump. That's a big jump. I mean, everyone talks about Marvin Montoya, but Gastelum really came the closest to fucking being Stylebender. He rocked him. He won 2 rounds out of 5.
I mean, Gastelum's fought everybody they have to offer at 170. He's like the what's his name at 155? That's just pretty much fought anybody. Dustin Poirier.
Yeah,
like he's fought everybody.
You're not going to surprise this guy.
Yeah.
You're not. There's nothing that you're going to do that he hasn't seen, he hasn't felt, he hasn't experienced.
And he wrestled well,
amazingly against a great wrestler, Heinisch. I mean, DC couldn't talk about how good that the Colorado wrestling system is and how you won 2-time state champion. So if you win that, you're next level. I picked Heinisch to win this fight. I mean, the last few performances of Gastelum scared me. Not too many times you see what he lose 3 in a row. There's not too many people that turn that around.
He lost what? He lost Izzy. He lost Till, and he lost Hermanson. Heel hook.
So that's usually people don't turn that around.
Yeah,
that's usually a sign. And he kind of looked dejected a few times. It's either like, did he give everything to that Izzy fight? But he came out and he looked really good. He looked great.
Could we see a Hermanson Gastelum rematch?
That could be a good one.
Ended pretty quick. He eyed your heels this time.
Or even a Till.
Yeah. Well, Till's got
that's like in the next couple of weeks.
Vittori.
Isn't that a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight.
So he still lines up good.
Yeah.
Heinisch, I would still think he belongs in the top 15 for sure. Because that third round, he won a third round again.
What is he pushing? He's 32 though.
He's 32.
He's getting up there.
Right, but he won the third round. Again, just like Macy Barber, he fought smarter. He fought more aggressive. He did what he had to do. He just needs more experience. He's 32, but he did have time where he wasn't able to get into that cage. It was a different cage for a while. So that took kind of like the Bernard Hopkins story. Where he's 32 years old, but his body is probably a little bit younger because he wasn't in the cage for that time.
Yeah.
I still think he has a good shot in that division for sure.
Yeah, he's got time. Both of these guys have time.
Right. Yeah, Gastelum
just been in a lot of wars.
Blew my mind when I saw he was 29 years old. Blew my mind. He's still a top 10 fighter, middleweight. That division's wide open too. With Izzy walking out.
Especially if Izzy wins.
Well, I don't think Izzy's ever coming back. I think Izzy's taking that light heavyweight title, and the next time that Whitaker and Costa fight, that's going to be for the new title. Not even interim. That's going to be the new title, new championship.
Yeah. Well, let's go to Ricky Simone and Brian Kelleher here.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. WrestleFest.
Oh, it's all over Ricky Simone here. The dude's pace, man.
Man, he's just relentless. I was not leaning boom. I kind of liked, he's a live dog, basically. I thought he had a shot. The guy has good punch power. He has those wicked guillotines, the fastest guillotine in featherweight history or bantamweight history, whatever it was. In there, Simone had just fought a couple weeks ago in Abu Dhabi. He actually didn't cut weight. They did a catch weight for this. So that kind of made me nervous. How is his win going to be? How is this gas thing? Because that's how Ricky Simone fights. If he loses his win, that's kind of pace is what he does to win,
Neither one of these guys is ranked, so it kind of shows you how deep that division goes, right? So it's like
135 to 145. That area is just insane.
Brian Kelleher may be a little bit more, understandable, but fucking Ricky Simone not even being in the top, and as good as he is, it's crazy.
I mean, Sugar Sean's not in the top 15. Yeah. So I mean, it's.
And Faber cleaned his clock, but I mean, since he got his clock cleaned by Faber, it's like.
You're not gonna walk out of that division without a loss.
Speaking of that, you see they're thinking about Faber Dillashaw.
Really?
Fucking TJ is gonna mop
rip
the floor
his face
with him.
off.
Yeah. And I'm a huge Uriah fan.
He's gonna uppercut him right in that booty chin.
Get up there and shake that chin.
Get up and shake that chin around. But yeah, great performance by Simone. Kelleher was a game. It was a nice little brawl. He did what he could. Simone cut him early with that elbow, and it was crazy. Like at one point,
you can see it affected him too.
Well, in that first round, they called it on commentary too. Like he put him in that squeeze, and the blood started squirting out like out of nowhere. That was kind of crazy, and it definitely affected that. One thing that I know, I'm sure other fighters are going to look at that front kick.
Oh, dude, he popped him in the face a few times.
That push kick is there against Ricky Simone.
Yeah.
So Kelleher
see it from Kelleher too. I'm like,
yeah. Okay. So if there's somebody, I mean. Okay, so I said Corey Sandhagen, like
he'll put him out.
He'll put him out with that front
especially
kick.
With those long legs like that.
That thing was a wide open. I mean, I'm sure he'll go back and talk about that too, and his team will like.
Well, I think just Sandhagen has that style to just rough up those boxy wrestler, shorter type guys. Like he just.
I mean, Aljo caught him in that sub. Yeah. Anyone can get caught in a sub. We know how that goes. Yeah. That was that. Yeah. So Corey Sandhagen needs that title shot. Whoever wins He needs the next. We'll talk about that when that comes.
Let's
after the Aljo
blaze
fight.
through these next ones, fucking. So
this way we don't want to blaze this one. This was an amazing fight.
This is a good fight. Patolo putting
let's
on
always
2
talk
rounds.
about what was going on while this fight was going on too.
Yeah.
Some of you might remember Tony's little nitro challenge. I decided to do it while I was watching this fight. So we were doing that at the same time. Amazing fight. This is an awesome fight.
It is a great fight.
Patolo came out, completely changed his style to fight Marquez. Like he usually is just a brawl.
Where was
banger.
his coconut bombs that we fucking needed when we bet on him twice before? You know?
Yeah, he came out like a beast, was grappling, wrestling, wearing out Julian Marquez, who's the bigger, stronger fighter. Maki looked great. He looked like a guy who's, who knows, with everyone getting cut nowadays.
Yeah.
You get with 3-4 losses in a row.
He may be out. He's had
might be
3 in a row. He's had what, 3 in a row?
But he fought like he was fighting for his job. So that's what brought.
He fought
out
well.
this fight.
He actually put it all together. He was takedown fighting.
He won what, 98% of this fight.
Yeah. Marquez locked up the dark.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the fight, what, 2 minutes
and now
left
he's
or
Miley
like
Cyrus's Valentine.
And now he's about to date Miley Cyrus.
Fuck. That's all it takes.
It's just one choke, man. Just one choke.
Man.
But Marquez coming off that back injury, it was kind of questionable what he would do. I mean, I thought he would win the fight just because I know Maki used to tend to get himself in bad position.
And I picked Maki Patolo to win this fight.
Yeah, I went with Marquez. They were saying his lat. He tore his lat off the bone. And I think he went to James Andrews, the most famous doctor. You have any kind of athletic injury, he said it was the worst lat tear he's ever seen in his life. So who knows?
Yeah.
I was kind of worried that this could have been like a Ponzinibbio situation. You're off for so long. You were so good beforehand. So, but what are you when you come back? But yeah, Marquez, I mean, he did what he had to do to win the fight. He probably lost. He won in the actual fight because he tapped him. But man, he lost about 95% of this fight. It was a good one.
He got it done, man.
This card in general, when I was looking at this card on paper before it started, I was kind of bummed. Like, I got to watch this shit.
It was a good card,
but
though.
man, these people came out and they performed from top to bottom. It really was not a boring fight.
Yeah.
Also,
Quite the personality he's got, too.
Also,
though,
we have 9 fights?
10?
10 fights?
Yeah.
Maybe a sweet spot UFC. Maybe not starting at 4 p.m. and ending at midnight and having 15 fights on there because I was still juiced, ready to go for that main event. I felt good watching it. So maybe shorten it down to 10, or maybe 11.
Well, I think
fights.
they put those 14 on there because they know fucking 3 or 4 of them are getting canceled.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Right now, for sure.
Like, ain't no way, man.
And not many people like us are watching all of them too. So just being honest about that.
Let's go to the undercard.
Oh,
the biggest
man.
upset of the night,
Woo.
Fluffy.
Anthony Hernandez tapped
plus
7-time BJJ world
Plus
champ.
3,000?
Plus 3,000 were the
3,000.
sub prop odds for Anthony Hernandez. The sub, arguably one of the greatest Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners of all time.
The guy's name is called the Black Belt Hunter.
Rodolfo Vieira.
ADCC. If there's any kind of accolade you can get for jiu-jitsu and grappling, Vieira has it.
If you would have told me Hernandez is going to knock him out first round, okay.
Win
I
by
totally
decision because he wears him out.
But to sub him, arm and
sub
guillotine.
this guy. Let's talk about Vieira. First off, the guy is chiseled, monster, beast,
Juice to the gills,
juice
man.
to the gills.
That Acai.
He is not a middleweight, and I think that's what cost him this fight.
Yeah, I think he blew his load, man.
Yeah, I mean,
but then it's like you've said one time, how dependent he gets on that strength of jiu-jitsu or anybody in general. Like it's like he's using that tournament style grappling to try to win this fight, and but like you saw Hernandez weather the storm. Vieira wasn't giving him other things to think about. No. He's like, I'm going to defend this choke. I got to get out of this position. Whereas, like, you see great MMA grapplers, they're striking while they're trying to lock up submissions and shit.
Well, and dude, Vieira got gassed more than I've ever seen a fighter get gassed. Like, he made Greg Hardy look like fucking Frankie Edgar. Like he was told.
I don't know, man. Greg Hardy was taking a nap on his side.
Did you see him? Yeah. He couldn't even put his hands up.
Yeah.
He was totally gassed. But even fresh, in top mount position, grabbed his back. He could not tap Anthony Hernandez. Yeah. So that says a lot about Anthony Hernandez's grappling skill.
But just imagine if Rodolfo fine-tunes, has that great control and just starts ground and pound.
Yeah.
There's just a few tweaks he needs to make.
Rodolfo Rivera Vieira needs to go talk to Greg Jackson.
Yeah.
Greg Jackson be making him a champion.
He's got to fine-tune the MMA aspect.
I think, although 185, but 205 is where he needs to be. He's a big dude. We'll talk a little bit about Jim Miller and Bobby Green later, but I'm not a fan of weight cutting anyway. And I think the weight cut's really what kills him because he was just totally toasted. When you see a guy who's in that kind of shape get toasted like that, he didn't have an ounce of fat on him. So he's not lazy. He's not training. You can't get like that if you're not training. I think the weight cut has something to do with that.
Yeah.
Next one, another Chicago native.
Oh yeah.
Bilal Muhammad.
Come on to the podcast.
Now, he has his own podcast. If you want to do a trade-off, we'll go on your podcast. You come on our podcast.
You come on our podcast.
Yeah, we're down. Great performance by Bilal. Total domination. Probably the most dominant performance of the night.
I mean, he came in and done what he was supposed to do.
He was a huge favorite.
Yeah. Outside of some leg kicks giving him trouble, he dominated.
Bilal is becoming that guy that nobody wants to fight, and it's kind of hurting his career. That's why he had to take this Lima fight, you know?
Bilal, Chiesa.
He is
make it happen.
Non-stop forward pressure.
Yeah.
He's one of the toughest guys I've seen. Not only was Diego leg kicking, lighting up that leg. You usually see 4 or 5 of those, and a guy goes down. We saw with Ewell earlier in the night. Leg kicks usually eat you to death. But Bilal kept walking forward. And was it Lyman good? He fought last time. Was hitting him with some stiff jabs, busted his nose open, still coming forward.
That's
so Bilal
that's a big dude too.
Bilal does not know how. Yeah, Lyman good.
Lyman good.
Yeah, was lighting up Bilal Muhammad, but Bilal would just come forward.
Who did he call out? Li Jianlong?
Yeah, because he's one up above him on the ranking. So he wants to fight. He's been trying to get a fight. Like I follow him on Twitter. We follow him. Again, Chicago native. He's been asking for a fight for about a year since that good fight, and he's finally got it. That's why he took the Diego Lima fight. Usually, a guy in 13 is not going to fight an unranked person. There's no benefit to him, you know. Mm-hmm. But he looked good. Looked really good. And he called out Li Jingliang, which again, guy right above him on the rankings. I wouldn't mind seeing a Jeff Neal fight. I'll see Bilal Muhammad with anybody on there, even a Magny, because he is nonstop pressure. Magny Neal might be a good fight to put together.
Yeah.
A couple guys coming off a loss.
I'm down.
That welterweight division.
Can we go to the next fight?
Yeah, we move right on. This is a fun one.
Exactly like I knew it was going to happen.
Hey, me too. I cashed in on this one. I did pick Mallory Martin in my heads-up picks.
Like what I saw from Mallory Martin her last fight, I knew she was going to put her in a position to get fucking armbarred.
Yeah,
and that's what happened.
Bianna, who's been doing jiu-jitsu since she can walk.
And she's smoking hot.
Yeah, let's not forget about that. She's Rogan brought it up in the broadcast.
Yeah,
infamous for beating up the mugger that tried to rob her in Brazil.
Oh yeah.
She got famous for that.
Yeah.
So Mallory Martin, took her to the ground, and at that point, this fight is over.
Yeah, I mean, she transitioned back between triangle armbar a few times.
She had that triangle locked in the whole time too. Like it never broke up.
Martin was.
I had a submission prop bet on this fight for Bianna, and when she locked triangle. I knew I had it.
This is flyweight or is it strawweight? Flyweight, I think.
Flyweight. I think it's 125.
Shit.
Right?
Yeah, why not give Mallory Martin and
flyweight's all the way over here.
Oh, we don't know. They're not even ranked.
Oh, they're none of them.
Very low level still.
But I think it's 125. I think they win at 125.
Well, Vianna's won what? 2 in a row? Off a 3-fight skid, so 3 in a row?
Yeah, I mean, she looked good. I mean, she has a good jab. Yeah. I think she needs to polish that off a little bit more, but it's quick. And the only thing is, too, she stands flat-footed when she throws. And that just comes from
you get those top 2, top 3. Yeah, you have some issues, but
it's a good jab though. It's a good stiff, long, quick.
She's
jab.
Long, you know, she's rangy.
If she works on her footwork a little bit more and just becomes a little bit more, cause she goes to the ground. We saw it was didn't take long for her to put those legs around and wrap her up in that triangle. So yeah, Bianna moving up. I mean, her and a Macy Barber fight.
Vianna. Yeah.
Something we could see right there.
This is a good fight too.
Good fight. Oh, Wapo.
This was back and forth, and then Gutierrez found his groove with those kicks, and
this one I was actually early in the fight. It seemed like Hughes was getting the best of this fight, but then as the fight progressed on, you kind of saw the way he was ginger on that leg, and you could see all those leg kicks accumulating that Gutierrez was hitting the whole fight long. And I was even like, as I was scoring along, I was like, I think Hughes winning. But as you started to see that second round, that third round, he's switching legs. We know he's lighting up that leg. It's not. This Gutierrez is winning this.
When it started opening up the head too, he caught him with a few. Kicks to the jaw.
Gutierrez looks sharp. What's his name? Javier. What's his coach's name?
No, he's not Hafiogo Cordero.
He's there every weekend.
Mark Montoya. Yeah.
Montoya had him geared up, ready to go. Gutierrez, and it's kind of like any kind of scouting, any kind of pre-fight stuff you read. They say that Gutierrez is going to line him up those leg kicks, and it happened.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny when you see that. People know that.
I mean, it's just changing the game. These leg kicks. What's going to be the answer for that? Like catching them, takedowns. You can't. They're too low to catch.
You got to either just check it and hope they don't want to go that bone on bone, or if they're not covering up.
You
They're
have
not
to just time it, throw out a straight right or something.
That's the only way you can do it. That's why they're so strong. They're so prolific.
And then we got one more fight.
Yeah, this is a great fight to start off the card. Gabe Green and Philip Rowe.
Gabe Green,
another back and forth.
The first Prince, Philip Rowe.
Yeah.
Gabe Green came through in the clutch, got that decision victory. I could
have. This fight could have gone either way, and I'd have been okay with it.
Right.
It was close.
It was a really close fight. Good way to open up the night. Wasn't supposed to open the night up. Gabe Green, known for his grappling, but looked pretty good on his feet.
Yeah, both guys had their moments.
Right. We talked about it during the broadcast. We were watching it too. We like Gabe Green's probably winning this fight, but I think the future's brighter for Philip Rowe. He has a little bit more tools.
Philip Rowe has more of a well-rounded game.
Right. Whereas Green's just kind of a brawler.
He just got to work on his fight IQ and stuff. Like what he had Green in that beautiful S mount and didn't know what to do with the arm.
He didn't know what to do with it.
I'm
right.
like, his arm bar's there.
He's got good reach, long, lanky, looks strong. Green, we kind of saw when he starts fighting against bigger guys, he got rocked by D-Rod and went to bed really, really quick. So that forward brawling style is it's going to help him just as much as it hurts him going forward. I like Philip Rowe the way he looked, but yeah, Green definitely won this fight. Yeah. It was a good opener fight for sure. Wasn't supposed to be. We lost a couple fights the day of, right? Basically, Jillian Robertson wakes up throwing up.
Robertson, Maverick. Robertson wakes up throwing up, non-COVID related.
Right.
Bobby Green passes out backstage.
After the weigh-in. So that's what I wanted to kind of talk about. Yeah. I am so against weight cuts in MMA. I think sooner or later someone's going to die.
Yeah.
The
thing about it is like you think about these weight cuts and like you're cutting all the weight, but a lot of the times you guys are still sizing up the same.
Right. Like I
get it. Like if you're gonna have a 10 pound weight advantage, but it's like
this says kidney failure here. Suffers kidney.
Yeah, you're destroying your body to step on that scale.
And he's fought a lot of times in the last year.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
3-4 times. Bobby Green.
Big dude to cut weight. This is where Dana has won. Maybe throw in that 165 division. That people have a place to go 155, 165, 175 for welter, or same day.
Why not take away 155 and do like a 160 pound division?
Why can't you do same day?
Because you're in the middle of 145 and 170 at that point.
Right. Either way, or
because I wouldn't see that like if you're gonna go 155, 165, then it's 5 pounds to 170. So why not like 145, 160, 170,
or just do it every 10 pounds.
Yeah.
145, 155, 165, 175, 185.
Yeah.
You set it right there. Give more divisions so people have more options, or same day weights, right? Weigh in the day of the fight, or hydration tests, or all of it, or you weigh in the day of the fight. You can only be so many pounds heavier than your fight weight.
Right.
I
think
don't they do that already?
The day of the fight, you're going to see a lot of people getting hurt.
Right. There's tons of options. They're not trying to do anything.
Some of those athletic commissions, depending on the state, already require you to put back on a certain percentage. Or if you put back on too much of a percentage,
California's the strictest. California's the strictest rules for sure. Makes no sure it does. But they got to do something because sooner or later someone's going to die. Yeah. I know it happens every week, and like 99% of people are okay with it, but. Like we saw it in that Vieira performance. A lot of guys are fighting compromise.
Even Habib said it, like when he did the weight cut for what was it against Gaethje? No, not Gaethje, but Poirier, maybe.
Right.
He thought like he was gonna die. He was like, "This is fucking nuts."
Did Usman make weight?
You say thing about Habib when he fought Gaethje.
Yeah. Did Usman really make weight? He was half a pound overweight. He had a mask on. He took the mask off, and all of a sudden a half pound comes off. How heavy is that fucking mask? You know,
I think people should expect things being swept under the rug.
No, but I'm saying it shows the problem these people cutting, how much weight people are cutting to get there. You know, so
if that's a true thing, it sucks for a guy like Burns or Gaethje who do come in and make that weight, and it's like, okay, this guy's the champion. We need this fight to happen.
Right.
Our champion doesn't fucking make weight. That makes us look bad.
Well, I know in boxing, only the guy who doesn't make weight can win the title.
Yeah.
I think that's the kind of case.
But how would that work if a champion did not make weight in the UFC?
Then you're fighting. You're just not fighting for the title. But if you're the champion,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I've never seen this happen. So like, let's say Usman didn't make weight.
Is this
and
title
Burns
up
makes
for grabs? I don't think so. I don't think his title's up for grabs.
I think you got to give the challenger a chance to win it.
Yeah,
you got to give that guy a chance to win it. You know, maybe he gets stripped afterwards. Either way, he loses his title.
Right.
That would have to be the thing you do to make it. But you can't like take Burns' opportunity to win a title away.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be.
I mean, it might all just be negotiation at the end of the day. Like, you still want to fight him and fight for the title,
even if you lose, you still get that percentage of his purse.
Not only have we seen like people pass out, but how many people we've seen miss weight bad lately?
Right.
From the Mike Perry's a joke one, but a lot of people. We were talking about Grosso. She was missing weight by 6 pounds when she was weighing. Gastelum was a little bit heavier, and that's his weight cuts have been killing him. Like this is
again. The more you do it, the more your body's gonna be like against it, right?
And then Green, he's getting up there in age. He's been fighting a long time. How often is your body?
I think with women battling hormones, like
how many guys like stop it at one point? Like I don't want to do this no fucking more, and they still perform well. Classic example: Rumble Johnson. Mm-hmm. His best run is when he stopped cutting any weight.
It's crazy to think he fought at 170. 170,
that fucking monster. Yeah. And he stops cutting weight, and he has his best run of his career.
Yeah, he would cut from 220 to 170.
Yeah,
50 pounds.
It's crazy.
Well, how did your whiskey and wagers do for?
Something I didn't really do the lock or the dog of the night.
No,
but
again, I'm kind of talking about this during the thing. I've been focusing a lot more on prop bets lately. It's gonna be a rare occasion like then I will bet some favorites because
stay away from the parlays.
The parlay you can play some for fun, but you're probably not gonna walk away with those. But a favorite, you gotta put so much money down to try to get a decent win out of that. I've been doing a lot of targeted props for a reason, or if I do like a favorite, what prop can I get to make that worth my bet?
The odds better. Can they win by decision?
I want to bet plus money. So what I did a lot of props. I started off with the fight to go to decision, that first fight, which it did, because I realized I didn't think anybody was going to finish anybody. The big prop I hit was the Bianna by sub, so that was really really good. That was a plus like 450 or something. I hit on that one. I went through down a Brian Keller by sub prop. Now, I thought Ricky Simone would win that fight 9 times out of 10. I thought Ricky Simone was a favorite. I picked Ricky Simone. But I know Brian Kelleher has a wicked guillotine. I know Ricky Simone loves to shoot the takedown. And where does that leave? That leaves that neck open. So if there was one opportunity for Boom to probably win that fight, is if Ricky gets a little sloppy in the takedown, he catches him in a guillotine, and I get the sub prop. That prop was for plus 900. Wow. So I was like, there's a window to this. So I would kind of look at the card. So I was 4-2 with my props yesterday. Came out really, really well with that. Again, I missed that one, and I bet Rodolfo Rivera to win in round 2. Those are the two props that I missed on. But yes, that's why I've been looking. I lost. I bet Burns in the main event. I picked Burns. I bet him main event again because it was my dog. Putting money. I've been trying to find a lot more plus money bets, but on the night I did pretty well. I was like 4-3 in my bets. So anytime you're positive, you're good. Our head to head, we tied.
No, I was ahead. So 6-4 straight. You were 5-5.
So 5-5.
Yeah. So Tony actually wins one.
About time.
It's okay. We've been pretty close.
I think I'm still up on the year.
I think you might be up by one over the last 2 months. One pick.
The year.
Yeah, one for the year. One for the year. One for the 2 months of the year.
For 6 weeks. For the year. For the whole year. But
Mike changes his picks more than he changes his underwear. I hope so. I hope at least.
I change them before the match starts. I don't change it when the match starts.
Yeah.
You see the cards go out there. When they're out there, they're out there. Yeah. What we do before we put it on TV, who cares?
Well, let's move on to upcoming fights.
This UFC one we supposed to get a few months ago. Finally getting
fight
back.
Night, February 20th. Blaydes versus Lewis.
It's a heavyweight night. My type of people.
Yeah.
I think this card. Now, watch this be a total fucking dud. But on paper, this card looks great. It looks fun to me. It looks like a lot of fun fights.
Let's get into it.
So I think when we talked about this before, you were both on Blaydes here to win this fight.
Well,
How do you think this fight's going to end?
My heart wants the Black Beast, but my mind says Blaydes is going to win this by... I mean, I could see
Blaydes.
Blaydes.
Again out loud. Your heart wants what?
My heart wants the Black Beast to win.
This sounds funny to say. It just sounds funny.
My heart wants you here on Valentine's Day, Black Beast.
But yeah, I'm in the same boat with him. I would love to see Derek. I love Derek Lewis, everything he does. I want to hear his post-fight press conference. I want all that to happen.
I don't think this fight goes to decision. I think fucking Blaydes is going to wear him out. And I say third or fourth round TKO. And top ground and pound or something.
That's probably the most likely scenario. Although Lewis came in pretty lean his last fight.
Lewis, hey, you never know. Like when I said maybe we get a flash KO. Maybe he'll fucking jump across the ring and knee him in the face.
He very easily can hit Derek or Curtis Blaydes with one shot and put him out for sure.
Because he likes to do that. Like, he'll open up that first round, throwing a head kick or a knee.
Yeah, crazy jumping
what are you
moves.
doing,
Like, what are you doing, big dude?
You're not a bantamweight.
A weird a spinning heel kick or some shit like that. He's got those in him. And like I said, his last fight, he looked lean. Yeah. He looked a little trimmer, like he's in better shape. Yeah. But I just think Blaydes wrestling is a problem.
Yeah. I just think Lewis is just one of my favorite guys in the whole UFC. So
Curtis Blaydes, another local guy.
Yeah.
I wish I liked him. I mean, I don't dislike Curtis Blaydes. Yeah. His fights are just not the most entertaining to watch. But he wins. He's dominant, and his wrestling is second to none. I mean, he's basically undefeated.
Yeah.
He's lost to one person twice.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker's a monster, Francis Ngannou. The boogeyman beat him twice.
Yeah, I want Lewis to win, but I think Blaydes.
But that also shows there's a path. There's a path. Because Ngannou was able to knock him out, take him down, they'll fight the takedown and beat him.
That's the thing. I think Lewis just has to come out and just balls to the wall, dude.
Yeah, I'm again.
Don't give Curtis Blaydes time to set up his shots.
Mike Tyson said, "I'm going to switch this pick about 3 times before we actually lay it down."
Probably 4.
Yeah, but I'm leaning Blaydes just because that's a smart bet to go ahead with Curtis Blaydes because he's the big. He's probably going to come out a +3 or -300 favorite or something like that. He's probably a big favorite, but
this is heavyweight.
I want Derek Lewis to win this fight.
This is heavyweight MMA.
Right.
You know, what are the odds going to be on Derek Lewis by TKO? If they're pretty favorable, we lay it.
Yeah, for sure.
You got a good shot.
Yeah, he can knock out anybody. Derek Lewis can knock out anybody in the world.
Well, next fight on the card.
Ketlin Vieira wins this fight. I think she may finish it too.
Yeah, I think we might not disagree too much in this card.
So we'll just keep this one short.
Yeah, I think Ketlin Vieira wins. I don't think this fight should be a co-main event.
No.
But I just think they're trying to break up that. There's a lot of heavyweights in this card. I think they're trying to break up the heavyweight action a little bit, which is rare. You don't ever see that many heavyweights on cards.
No.
All right, well, let's just keep rolling with
this. This should be a really good fight.
Right.
Charles Rosa and Derek Minor.
I'm going to pick Derek Minor. He's going to come snatch that neck because he helped me win over $2.5 grand back in September of last year. So.
Derek Minor helped Tony fall in love with DraftKings.
Yeah. Derek Minor was my slate breaker.
Charles Rosa is a good fighter, though. He is very technical. He is sharp. I do think Derek Minor is going to get this fight in. He's a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more. Well, yeah, what's the word I'm looking for?
This is going to be a scrappy fight.
Right, and I think in a scrappy fight, Minor's a little bit more.
It's going to be fast paced.
It's going to be definitely quick. And I do like the Minor by sub prop. Honestly.
And if you're playing fantasy, I think you should be all over this fight.
Right, I think this is gonna be one. This is another. I mean, there's heavyweight fights. Who knows? There could be a lot of. There could be a lot of quick flash KOs.
And this next one, we got Alexei Olynyk, Chris Dalcus. Man, I think Chris Dalcus is just.
Dalcus's hands are out of this world.
His head does not match his body.
No, not at all.
He's supposedly a pretty decent black belt in jiu-jitsu too. So if Olynyk can get him there, let's see how he plays out. He didn't have a chance to show it off a whole lot.
Well, Dalcus has like some of the best hands I've seen at heavyweight in a long, long time in the UFC. He's gonna go for the knockout. Now Olynyk is he's been knocked out. 70 fights, 59, 13-1.
What's the does it show the reach discrepancy on here?
The what?
The reach. So Olynyk has a reach, but he's not much of a striker.
Olynyk is just amazing to me because he pulls off an Ezekiel choke in MMA.
Yeah.
The fact that he's able to do that without gi on, without gloves.
Maurice Green did it from the bottom.
Right. That he's able to pull that up. He's done it multiple times. Yeah. It's like a go-to
Stick
for him.
that fist in their throat.
He tried to do that. What did Derek Lewis call the choke that Olynyk tried to pull on? What do you call
the British Bulldog.
The British Bulldog
he tried
choke.
That British Bulldog shit on my ass.
The Bulldog choke. Olynyk's going to try to grapple this fight. And like I say, Dalcus is reportedly a black belt in jiu-jitsu. We're going to find out.
I think
Dalcus has got a 0 submission win here. 0%.
Right.
I don't know how his knockdown average.
Like he puts people out.
I think Dalcus is going to put him to sleep in the first round.
I don't know about that. I think Dalcus wins this fight. I think it might.
I think it might be a little sloppy.
I just want to see what happens once that does get sloppy. Yeah. Like if it stays standing, which I think it won't.
Yeah.
But if it stays standing, Dalcus is going to put him to sleep.
I'm going to take Dalcus by TKO knockout.
I'm going to say Dalcus, but
I think this is the last we're going to see of Alexei Olynyk.
Second round. He's not gonna knock him out in the first round.
Well, so we're still waiting for an opponent.
I'm gonna take TBA over Tiba.
And then another hometown hero, Andre Arlovski.
It's kind of the same situation of the last fight we just talked about.
Aspinall.
Another world-class boxer, right? Good hands, knocks people out cold. Both these heavyweight fights are kind of like, okay, here's these up-and-comers, these new guys in the heavyweight division. Let's fight these old lions and see what happens.
Right, some gatekeeper type
I can see this heavyweight fight being a decision. I don't know, there's something about it.
Well, here's the thing,
because Arlovski's no slouch when it comes to striking. That's where all this is going to play out.
But Arlovski will go to bed too.
Yeah, he's chinny in his old age. Sure. Yeah, but
And I don't think Aspinall is going to be shy to pull the trigger like Tanner Boser was.
Yeah.
You know, Tanner Boser threw 20 strikes in that fight.
It was like Aspinall was even beating himself up in his last fight, though. It took him a lot longer to finish his opponent than he thought.
But I think he's going to force a little bit more out of Arlovski, and someone's going to get knocked out in this fight. It's not going to be like that Boser fight where Boser kind of just leaned back and was over respectful for it.
I mean, I'm taking Aspinall to win this fight. I just don't know. I don't know if I can decide on if it's going to be a finish or a decision.
Who wins faster, Aspinall or Dalcus? There's a prop for you.
I'm going to go Dalcus to win faster.
I think Aspinall does.
I'm going to go Dalcus.
I think Aspinall does because
I just think Olynyk's too lost on the feet.
But I think that's why it's going to get ugly on the floor. Whereas Arlovski's more willing to engage in a firefight. We've seen him do it. He hasn't done it in his last fight, but we've seen Arlovski go in a firefight and get put
just when you think Arlovski's fucking got 1 foot out the door, he brings that motherfucker right back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Aspinall on this one though as well.
Now we're going to undercard.
See, now this is one I cannot make a decision on.
Yeah.
Same record.
We know who the UFC
haven't seen
wants to win,
enough
right?
of either one of them to really know.
We know UFC wants Phil Hawes, right?
Philip Hawes.
Well, I mean,
he's a
how
contender
do you
guy.
say that first name of that other guy?
Nasruddin?
Imavov.
The second one was harder for me. The first one's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
That's because I took 4 years of French.
Imavov. He's the
I don't think it's a French word, but it looks French.
He's a Russian sniper is his nickname, yeah?
Yeah, he's... You know, we get those Russian fighters who come in. They're technical as fuck. They're tough. They're relentless grapplers.
Can he stay away from the Philip Hawes' power? That's
Right.
going to be the thing. And if he can, Philip Hawes has been known to gas a little bit. So
yeah, I think that this is going to be a big test for Philip Hawes because Imamov's going to push the pressure, but I think Hawes is going to catch him, and I think the UFC thinks that too.
But even when this fight was scheduled, 2 cards ago, the line kept flipping.
Right.
Hawes opened up the favorite, then Imavov pulled away and was the favorite.
I really think they're trying to bump up Phil Hawes.
I don't know. This is a tough one to call. But it's definitely, if you're doing fantasy, you want to have it because I don't think it's going the distance.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Gordon versus Chavez.
Oh, man, I don't know enough about either of these fucking guys, but...
I know. Yeah, I'm not a really big well versed in either one of them. I do think.
Well, I mean, Danny Chavez is 0'0", so I don't know how he's gonna fucking.
Yeah, nobody knows who he is. Well, then let's just keep rolling with it.
Yeah,
this next one should be a good fight, though. The violent Bob Ross.
Oh man, I've had so much hope for Luis Payne, and he kind of underwhelms me sometimes. Payne.
Oh yeah, no, I think Jakar Close is gonna win this fight.
Yeah, I think Close is gonna take this.
But Payne is gonna have put a good performance out there. Payne is a pro.
Mm-hmm.
Like he goes out there. Who did he just beat recently? That the UFC kind of pissed that he beat. They didn't expect him to beat. He came out his last fight and messed up some up.
But it wasn't like it was one of those kind of. I think it was one of those sketchy decision victories that he won.
Anybody watch Sanford and Son?
Yeah,
he looks like Shady Grady.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does.
Little sideshow Bob. You can throw anything in there, man. Violent Bob Ross is a great nickname, though.
Yes.
But he does a little bit of everything. I just think that Close is the guy that is on the rise, is working his way towards the top.
Well, let's move on to the next fight. Weinland and Castaneda.
Weinland last seen being iced by Sugar Sean.
The sexy Mexi Castaneda. I didn't know that.
Man.
With Asian writing on his chest.
Yeah. Is that jiu-jitsu? I think that's jiu-jitsu. I should know. Our academy has it on the wall, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Castaneda. I mean, you know what you're going to get from Weinland.
Weinland's been. I mean, this is a scenario where Castaneda is supposed to win this fight.
Yeah.
This is to give him a seasoned veteran.
I could see Weinland winning this fight.
No, I could see, but this is set up for Castaneda to win. That's what it's set up for.
14-3, a guy that's 24-14.
Weinland's been fighting since WEC.
Yeah.
He's been around for a long time. And his last fight was a test for Sugar Sean. Sugar Sean put him out.
Yeah.
So they're both coming off losses. This might be a scenario where one of them loses, they're done. They're out of the UFC.
I mean, if Weinland loses, he has to be done. He's been getting finished a lot lately. So
I lean Castaneda in this fight just because I think Weinland's just.
Well, their last fight, they both lost their last fight, so I guess
Weinland was a highlight knockout though.
Yeah, he got a walk off.
Man, he had a great mustache though.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next fight.
Oh, everybody knows
the Train. Juicy J.
Nate the Train for sure.
Man, but look at Julian Erosa's a big boy for this division. 6'1".
He'll probably come out being the favorite too.
Yeah.
But Landwehr does not know how to quit. He does not stop moving. He's
just
a brawler. He'll talk to Dana White while the fight is going on.
Yeah.
He is a fun guy to watch fighting.
Yeah.
I was really big on him when he was supposed to fight Evlev a few months ago. Real successful career in Russia, Landwehr. He was over there at I forget where it was. Was it M1? The M1, the Russian Federation.
Was it M1? Yeah.
Well, he was a champion in that federation. They go over there when you're American in Russia and you become a champion. That is a hell of a fucking accomplishment because they don't want you to be a champion for one. Yeah. So if you fight your way through all that nonsense, you are legit. So I like Landwehr in this fight to make it dirty, to make it ugly. It's definitely going to be fun one to watch. And again, I also think DraftKings people out there, this is one you want to focus on for sure.
I'm going to be on Nate as well.
For sure. Like Nate Landwehr is going to make Rosa have to hit him a lot, have to finish him. Submission, whatever it's going to be, this is going to be a high-scoring fight because Nate Landwehr is going to make it be that way. And maybe Rosa does win, but it's going to be a tough fight.
Yeah. All right, let's go to another fight, which doesn't have a picture.
Casey O'Neill wins.
Casey O'Neill versus
Shannon Dobson, the biggest underdog victory of all time.
Biggest underdog victory of all time.
You do that twice? Mm-hmm. Hey, I went to that well at Roxy and it cost me.
Yeah.
Well, Dobson's 3-4.
Well, her last fight, she was a plus 800 favorite, and she cashed and won.
Then she fought. Where is Agapova?
I don't
seen her since.
She probably fucking ran away from fighting after losing to the fight. There it is, Agapova.
Yeah.
She was one of the biggest. I knocked her out too. Shannon Dobson's fucking huge though.
Yeah.
She's a giant fighter in that weight class.
Well, so
moving on. Don't even know much about
Skelly
and Emmers. Familiar with Emmers, not very familiar with the Scrapper. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm then looking into this fight a little bit more, watching film. You'll see when we make our picks. Yeah. This next one was supposed to happen these next two were supposed to happen a while back.
I'm going to go, actually,
I'm going Draco on this one.
Zahabi
That's
and
son
Rodriguez.
of, brother of Faraz Zahabi, the coach. This one got called off for COVID a few months ago. Draco is a guy that the UFC is going to really want to push forward. Good boxer, really good hands. Strong, powerful fighter. I think he knocks Zahabi out in the first round.
I agree.
All right, let's go on to the next one.
Spivak and Vandera, another fight. I think the same card got canceled. They were supposed to fight. And I think Vandera gets this done.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
Whoa.
I think this is going to be an upset. Spivak is a good fighter. He's a strong fighter, but he is not someone that's going to wow you. He's not someone that's going to knock you out fast. He's going to keep you in that fight. And I think,
it looks unfinished. His polar bear tattoo on his chest.
He probably went to training right after.
Looks more of a grizzly at the moment.
Well, yeah, he went to train right after, so it never healed right. But I think Vandera is going to steal this fight in an upset. It's an upset pick for me.
I think I'm going to take Spivak decision, actually.
No, I think Vandera ends as Spivak, knocks him out.
All right. Well, let's move on to another upcoming. Well, no, actually, a fight we live streamed on Twitch. So if you are a Twitcher, twitch.com/intheguard, we live stream this and kind of a fight companion. And what do you guys think? How you feeling about Overeem Volkov fight?
Man, you saw two legends get knocked out in the co.
Yeah,
and
the co-main event, the main event. We saw. Well, we knew this was going to be a kickboxing exhibition.
Yeah.
Volkov looked a monster.
Yeah, and I was on Volkov, but then I flipped to Alistair. I'm like, man, the more I think about it, this is a fight Alistair should win if it's on the feet. But Volkov, man.
We've all seen Alistair Overeem lose, right? He's fought a million
Since
fights.
He's got that new tattoo, that motherfucker.
This is the first time I've seen Overeem look like, okay, Overeem, it's time to retire. Like, I've seen him lose fights recently. I've seen him beat some good competition recently. I thought he was going to get a title shot before his career was done.
Yeah.
But he just looked off a little bit. He looked kind of soft. Like, you know, Overeem's fucking a monster machine the way he's built. He looked, didn't have the physique that he normally had. He got rocked. He got beat on the feet, unlike I've never seen Alistair Overeem get beat on the feet. It just looked like he wasn't the same guy.
Volkov was just precise, man.
Yeah.
Like,
shout out to Volkov. He beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like, it was not even close. Not at all. But to see Alistair Overeem get outclassed in the feet like that is a scary
Volkov
sight.
has to be a fight or two away from a shot.
The problem is he got up to that close shot and he got manhandled by Blaydes.
That fucking Derek Lewis one killed him too, though. Like, fight he should have won.
But he got over that hump. He got up to Blaydes again. He worked his way up to Curtis Blaydes, and Blaydes just wrestle fucked him for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
And he has not responded to grapplers. So, but if you're gonna stand up with Alexander Volkov, you're fucking making a mistake.
Yeah.
You gotta take that guy to the ground if you want to beat him. If you stand 8 feet, he is pieced up and outclassed one of the best kickboxers in heavyweight division.
He knows how to
ever.
use his range.
He just it looked like a fucking like Zangief in Street Fighter, just coming across like that, just throwing those long jabs.
All right, well, let's move on to the next fight.
All right, not
Frankie
much to talk
Edwards,
about.
Sandhagen.
Over before it
You
started.
can see our reaction to this on Twitch at In the Guard when we.
Rumor has it Frankie's still in the cage with Conor on the other side.
Man, Frankie and Conor just have little beds.
Stiffing them out pretty
They're
good.
spooning in the corner.
They're power napping together.
But Sandhagen, early candidate for knockout of the year. I think come December, we're still talking about this is knockout of the year. That high knee.
I mean, it's perfect. It doesn't get any better than that.
It looked like a sniper shot, Frankie.
Yeah.
Back and to the left.
What do we got in the What do we got the rumor mill circling around?
What's that?
Up in the, we're gonna go through the rest of this card. Yeah.
I mean, we can just touch on anything.
We gotta shout out Clay Guida.
Yeah,
we gotta shout out Clay Guida.
Yeah, the Carpenter,
Chicago's own Clay Guida.
Both these guys.
I heard Frankie's still out in the cage. Clay Guida's still jumping up and down right now as we fucking speak. He does not stop moving. Up there in the age, but still has the energy. He still has the energy that he always has not died down. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm talking about my cramp I had Friday. I don't know how he does. He jumps around like that forever. It's crazy. But yeah, great performance for Clay Guida. I'm happy to see him get that win.
Yeah,
What's next for Clay?
Did he call somebody out in the post-fight interview? I remember talking about how good kids are going to be when they get older.
I don't know. Clay Guida just will fight anybody.
Yeah.
You give Clay Guida a name to sign a line, he'll fight at that 155 division.
Yeah.
Maybe get one more Clay and Diego fight.
Yeah, why not? Shit.
Why not? We'll see what happens with Diego and Cowboy when that goes down.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see. Give Clay the winner of Diego and Cowboy.
There you go.
All right. Well, let's talk about some,
the rumor mill.
A little bit here.
Bellator on Showtime. Big business.
Bellator, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I like everything that's happening
You're
here.
leaving your two best toys.
Except
come
for
on.
that. But at Bellator, let's talk about the moves. They're going to Showtime, which is awesome. That's where Strikeforce used to be. There's a history of MMA there. Mauro Ranallo calling the fights again.
It makes you wonder.
Light heavyweight Grand Prix.
Maybe they've had this light heavyweight Grand Prix. They've had it planned, and then these last two fighters they sign. Everything else may have had agreements already, right? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't think that's the deal.
I mean, I guess it's a pretty good card, right?
It's a great bracket.
Let's go through it here.
Right.
Let's break it down.
I don't think they had these booked because, one, Bader and Machida have already fought before.
Yeah.
Why would they have that booked for no reason? When Bader's kind of floating around in light heavyweight, there was a question that he wouldn't even be a light heavyweight anymore.
Yeah.
They want to showcase Romero and Johnson, but why against each other? This should be a Romero and we'll say Romero and Bader, and I would have did Johnson and Corey Anderson because I know Corey Anderson ran away from Rumble Johnson. I want to see him catch up. I think they're trying to set it up for a final though.
Well, I'd say what do we? Let's break down the fights here, right? Ryan Bader, Machida. Who's winning that one?
Ryan Bader.
I'm going Ryan Bader.
Ryan Bader's
all right.
He's got more ways to win the fight.
Right.
Corey Anderson and
Corey Anderson
Yagshimerodov
should win this fight.
Corey Anderson's so hard to back because there'll be times he gets on a roll. You got to he looks great and then he lays an egg when you're not expecting like he did against Jan Blachowicz, you know.
So
I'm gonna say Corey Anderson wins that fight, but with a little trepidation.
Well, I think the three with the highest likelihood to win are in that right side bracket over there.
Yeah, maybe even
Nemkov,
four.
All four. Those are probably the four best light heavyweights.
I mean, Bader just lost to Nemkov.
But
well, so then we got Machida and Anderson. Who wins that fight in July?
Oh, you mean Bader and Anderson?
No, Bader and Anderson. I think Bader wins that fight.
I think
So
Bader's
goes
in the
to
final.
Oh yeah, that's my bad.
I think Bader's in the final.
I think the final ends being Johnson and Bader.
So
I think Nemkov gets back.
I think Rebel beats the shit out of Nemkov.
I mean, you guys are looking past Romero on this.
I think Johnson beats Romero.
Yes, I think Rumble Johnson's too big, too strong, too powerful.
I think Johnson beats Romero.
If you see what Paulo Costa did to Romero, rocked his head back. He didn't finish it, but rocked his head back, was able to dominate him a little bit.
That's a good point.
Was able to manhandle him.
Yeah.
Anthony Johnson's just a better version of Paulo Costa, a bigger,
Yeah.
stronger version. He's going to pop his head.
So then who wins that
You
July
may
fight?
see Romero drop down.
I think it's going to see Johnson and Nemkov beats Davis, and then Johnson beats Nemkov, and then it's going to be in October.
And then Bader, Johnson.
and Johnson wins that. The lightweight Grand Prix.
I'm going to take Nemkov to win it all.
Running with the champ, huh? But again, you're gonna get these guys against the champ, and that's
I don't understand it.
The way they put this bracket.
You should have set it up. You should have put them over there.
Right. I would have had Nemkov and Bader on the same side. So if they met together, it's a little bit of a rematch. It's kind of cool. They go forward. They should have this one down there.
There's a lot to be a lot. Even if Romero was to lose, there's a lot of good
But the
fights.
fact that you signed these two big free agents, Johnson and Romero, and you're going to give one of them a loss in their first fight, that's just so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I think
if you.
But it
if
does
you
get
put
people,
either one of them on the other side, I think you'd end up saying, "Oh, it's going to be Johnson, Romero at the end."
Maybe that's what he didn't want.
But maybe it's getting
he didn't want two UFC guys going and winning his light heavyweight tournament and saying, "Look what the fuck just happened."
It could be that, and it could be get people invested early, right? You're going to watch the first fight, and then they're going to stick it out the rest of the tournament.
But if you just sold Rumble versus any one of those guys.
Same with Romero. You put Romero with any one of those guys.
Because you're going to be in it until October.
I think he didn't want two UFC guys to be in the final. Maybe. I think that's what it was.
Could be.
Yeah,
but he still could. You can still get Corey Anderson and Anthony Johnson in that final.
Then there goes your. Even if Phil Davis, he was UFC before, but
they all were, except for Nemkov and whatever that guy.
The other guy,
Bushi Boo.
Right. All right. Well, let's move on to. I think we touched.
Come on, it's not that hard to say.
Yakshimas.
We'll cop out.
We got fucking.
So Kazimat.
I will not have a job for the United Nations anytime soon.
Kazimat is out again. What is this, number 4?
This is the new Ferguson Habib.
Fucking can't beat a runny nose.
Stop booking this fight.
Yeah.
Just stop booking this fight.
We got Edwards Covington. I feel like I'd watch Covington fight anybody, right?
Yeah.
I just want to see if Edwards could still fight. I don't know if I could take Edwards beating Covington after such a layoff. It's a giant. What's it been 3 years since he fought? When did he fight last?
Well,
I don't know if that's harder for him than Hamzat or what. Like
it's a different type of hard
fight. It's a different type of fight.
It's a different type of hard.
Yeah.
So
like we still haven't seen a lot of Hamzat yet.
He did
how's his
fight
cardio
in
in deeper rounds?
So 2019, it'll be about 2 years since he fought last. Next time he fights,
right?
It's a big layoff. You never know what's gonna happen.
He decisions a lot, doesn't he? Wow.
Yeah. And I don't think he beats Cody in a decision.
Colby? I think Colby beats him.
Yeah, I think Colby wins that fight in decision.
Yeah.
All right.
The pace that Colby puts on him is going to be insane.
Right.
He's only second to what? Usman at this point.
Right.
Covington.
What else
I like to see that fight again. That was a good fight.
Yeah. That was an awesome fight.
C259 poster.
This is going to be awesome. Now let's cross our fingers, knock on the wood that we don't lose any of these fights. But that triple championship is going to be insane.
The current UFC 259 lineup. Wow, that's a pretty...
that card is outstanding.
I wonder what the odds would be on all the underdogs. A parlay.
Dude, where's the best? Look at
Megan,
Sean Brady, Jake
Aljamain.
Matthews, Randy Costa, Tevin Jones. Costa's going to kick his fucking head off.
Yeah.
Tim Elliott joining us. But from top to bottom, this might be the best card I've seen in a year.
all these fights are going to be good.
Rakic and Santos.
Yeah.
Man, this is top to bottom. Kenny, I love that Kenny and Anderson's gonna be on the same card.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we all heard about the Casey Kenny that said that he would only sleep with Megan Anderson if it was 3 a.m.
Yeah, and obviously he's blind.
Yeah.
Because I'd do it right in the afternoon. It doesn't matter to me. I'd start my day off with that shit.
It's 3 o'clock somewhere.
I don't know what he's looking at.
But yeah. You had a little hot take last night. You want to share it on the podcast about what's going to happen?
I think Megan Anderson was going to win.
He's. I'm trying to put him on blast right now. You don't have to make the pick right now, but Tony was saying that the Lioness was going to lose.
I think so. I think you can see it. I think it's going to be one of those shocking moments.
What in her life have you
I
seen
just think there's like some motivation things when it comes to her, and it's like the 145-pound division as well.
Have you seen those Montoya commercials? See what she's been through.
I'm just saying, she's a new mom. She's busy. It's 145. Nobody gives a shit about that division.
Yeah, but she didn't carry the baby. That's a big thing. No, seriously.
That's all of it, really.
No, but I'm saying so it's not like her body was taking a beating and she had to lose weight and get back into it.
I'm just saying the baby still cries. She stays up at night. Baby's being a baby.
When you got money, she probably got people watching that baby too.
Of the guy who doesn't have any kids arguing with the guy.
I've seen enough movies.
Yeah, but so basically her body didn't take no beating from the baby. Yeah, she's a new parent now, but I think she still looks like she's in the shape she's always been. And she's only gotten better. Amanda Nunes has gotten better every fight I've ever seen her.
That's a hot take. Is a hotter take me thinking Jan could beat Izzy?
No, I mean you got.
I could almost see Jan knocking out Izzy the same way Izzy knocked out Whitaker.
No,
with that sneaky left, that check left.
I just don't think Jan's going to be able to hit Izzy. Izzy's not like he's not going to be reckless going in there. Izzy knows everything there is to know about striking. He's going to counter Jan Blachowicz. He's not going to sit there and just come out there like because Whitaker came out like a bull and tried to attack Izzy, and that's exactly what Izzy wants. So if Jan tries to do that, Izzy's going to sleep him.
I thought Reyes was going to sleep Jan and fucking.
Yeah, but Reyes can't move like Israel Adesanya can. You can't hit him because he's too fast. He's gonna be swinging at air.
You think he's gonna be the same at?
I don't know if Izzy knocks him out in the first round, but I do think that Jan gets worn out trying to catch him, and Izzy maybe peppers the leg kicks like he did to. He's gonna put a very similar game plan that he did to Costa, the Matador style. Like it may not be the exact same outcome and look exactly the same, but I'm gonna sit there and avoid this guy's power, let him punch himself out, eat up that leg kick, and when he can't stand no more, I'm gonna go in and strike this guy. He's gonna mark him. He's going to mark him like a hunter. I'm going to mark him. And then now he's injured. I'm going to take him out.
Plus 5,600 for Anderson, Jan, and Sterling. All underdogs. Underdog sweep. Might be worth $5.
No. They're not all three.
$285. Nah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I think all three champs retain on Saturday night. That's Saturday night.
You think all three? You're actually going to pull for Jan? You think Jan's going to win?
I think he's going to win the fight.
I think the one that has the best chance, in my opinion,
is Aljo.
But I mean, I just have this feeling Jan's
I
have this feeling Jan's going to knock out
technically, Izzy's the one coming for the title. He's the challenger, so he'd be probably the best challenger to win the title.
People are sleeping on Jan, man. I don't know. Is that something? I got this weird feeling. Doesn't mean shit. But
doesn't mean
it's just why I think Jan's
going to win. But here's the thing. What we say doesn't matter. Like even if we're sleeping on Jan Blachowicz, doesn't mean Izzy or Adesanya is. Yeah. He's training right now. Again, the guy's the best striker in MMA history.
Yeah, I don't think grappling's going to be a factor.
No, and Jan's not going to be able to hit him. Jan's got great power.
Yeah,
but you can't hit. If you can't hit him, it's worthless. Yeah. And I just think he's going to dance for a little bit. He's going to piece him up with those leg kicks, slow him down, and then when he can't move no more.
If you held a gun to my hands, like you got to give me your picks right now. I'll go Jan, Nunes, Jan. I'll go Santos, Kenny, Makachev, Askarov, Brady, Costa. Don't fucking know. And I'll go Tim Elliott.
I'm with all that except I'm going Izzy. No way.
Yeah.
Izzy, Nunes, Jan. I would go Rakic.
I think Santos is going to bounce back.
Makachev for sure. Islam's going to be the next Khabib. Askarov for sure. Joseph Benavidez. I can't just ride with him no more. Brady for sure. Again, I think Toast is going to kick Trevin Jones' head off.
Yeah.
It's going to be a highlight reel knockout. Again, I don't know much about Elon Cruz and Medic. I'm going to go with Medic just because it's a cool name.
Badass name.
Yeah, I'm going to send you to the Medic.
Euros.
And then Tim Elliott. For sure. That's what I think of that card off the top. It's going to be a great card, though.
Yeah.
Well, some more, maybe the greatest fighter of all time, John Jones.
Can we file this under non-news? Yeah. We all knew this was going to happen.
John Jones will fight Stipe Miocic for
or Ngannou.
Is Stipe's next fight? But wait, is Stipe's next fight his last fight? Win or lose?
He's been talking about like wanting to retire, right?
Right, but if he wins that fight, the payday he would get for John Jones is astronomical.
Yeah, he's definitely not out.
If he loses in Ngannou, he retires. I think.
But if he loses in Ngannou, does he get a rematch?
He's beat him once, man.
That's 1-1. They went right to Dustin. They're talking about Dustin Conor running right back.
I think Stipe, I think he has a lot outside of life that he cares about a lot of shit too, like his family and firefighting and. He's
starting to stream on Twitch too, like us.
Yeah,
I don't know. With those two factors in mind, he wins to Francis. It's a hell of a payday to Jones, and if he loses to Francis, we got the trilogy. Like, I think he's probably around for one more fight.
Fucking triple threat
what.
match, man. Fuck it.
Well, here's what I think is going to happen. If he loses, I don't think he's going to get a rematch.
I don't think he's going to lose. I don't even think we have to have this conversation. I think Stipe is going to beat Francis in the same way he did first time. And then he's going to fight John Jones. He's going to beat John Jones. And he's going to retire the greatest heavyweight of all time.
don't know, man.
Jones is gonna go down and fight Izzy at 205 again because he didn't hack it at heavyweight.
I don't know, man. I think Francis is gonna knock fucking Stipe's head off.
Well, let's go on to the next thing. I think we might have already talked about this a little bit. Kazamat is out.
Hamzat 0-2
we already
versus
talked
COVID.
about this. All right, let's talk about UFC.
This is gonna be another fun one.
Ooh, yeah.
February 27th in Vegas. Main card. Did we already talk about this fight before? Was
Yeah,
this?
we
Because
picked
it got
Gane to
moved
win.
a few times. We're both on Gane. I
Yeah.
think Gane's gonna end this in the first round.
I think it'll take him a second, probably.
I think Biggie Boy's gonna push the pace and try to get a knockout, and Gane's gonna counter him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gane's gonna knock him out.
I
Doesn't
think
matter when.
I the fact that Rosenstruck is number 3, I don't get.
Yeah.
I don't see that him as one of the top 3 heavyweights in the world. He is still living off that Overeem last second Hail Mary knockout.
Right.
At the JDS.
Well, Gane worked out JDS too. And we kind of
Yeah.
see where JDS is going now. You know.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the other cards on
I
this?
am excited for Ankalaev coming back.
Yeah.
It's interesting they got him against Krylov. I mean, it's a different stylistic matchup because Krylov likes to grapple. So let's see how he does with the grappling. But if Ankalaev, finishes him, which I think he will knock him out. I want him to get a top 5 light heavyweight.
Well, and then we just got one undercard.
I don't know who cares about that.
Number 9, number 10.
I mean, it's 2 top 10 matchups.
They were supposed to fight last week.
That
or week before, weren't they?
bantamweight division for women is so boring because anybody that moves up is just gonna be fed to Amanda Nunes and get fucking pounded.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say a hot take going back a little bit. That's gonna be the last ever women's featherweight fight. In the
Yeah,
UFC.
maybe. There's just no interest in that.
Amanda
division.
Nunes is gonna knock her the fuck out, and they're gonna be like, you know what? There's nobody in that division.
Who's even next?
There's nobody in the division.
Felicia Spencer?
If you go to the rankings, there's nobody in the division.
Yeah.
There's
like,
no.
I don't even know who's in that
Right,
division.
there is no
UFC
division.
has no rankings in that
Clarissa
division.
Shields, where's she gonna fight? Once she gets
She's in
polished
PFL,
up.
isn't she?
Yeah, but once she gets polished up, where's she gonna fight?
By that time, fucking Nunes probably gone.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to some more rumors. Donald Cerrone may fight Diego Sanchez, or is this for sure happening?
It's on. Yeah,
It's on.
The CMF title.
It's headline on a fight night card. I think in
May
or
we
April?
differ on this. I am all for this. I am here for this fight.
I mean, I think it's gonna be a fun fight. It's just this is what it's come to.
But who else should these guys be fighting? Like this is what should be happening at this point in their careers.
Yeah,
They
I
should
guess
be
they're just
fighting
doing it for the love
legacy
of the sport.
fights. Legacy fights.
But why not just retire?
Well, so who's winning this fight?
Cerrone.
Oh, I could never bag
Cerrone's
Diego
gonna hit
Sanchez anymore. Like you look at his team, that weird guru do whatever the fuck. What's his fucking name?
Oh, fucking
Whatever. That guy just yells out random things on the sideline like Tyson.
I think I see
Party.
a Cerrone head kick or a Cerrone sub.
It's gonna be a Cerrone.
Sub off
fucking-
his back.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Cerrone fucking knockout.
Yeah.
All right. And
Diego
then,
bleeds.
A
They both
triangle.
bleed. They both bleed.
Yeah.
and then one last thing to touch on here. How are we feeling about Poirier McGregor 3 for the summer?
I mean, I'm not surprised.
I am indifferent on it, kind of like I kind of knew it was coming. It's reading about it.
Listen,
and
I'm just sick and tired of Conor rematches and Conor trilogies. I'm over it. Like
mean,
I get it from a business standpoint,
but who else would Poirier fight?
there's Oliveira,
Oliveira does not deserve a title fight. Look at his resume. Look at the people.
but neither
he's
does
beating.
Conor.
Conor's been a champion before.
Yeah, but Conor's just got smoked, man. Like, come on.
He's 1-1 in his last 2 fights.
I get it from the business standpoint. Like, why not give it to Oliveira? Like, I mean,
Oliveira does not deserve a title fight. Oliveira should have to fight a Dan Hooker. He should have to fight either not Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler.
all right. So
He
let's
should
go.
fight-
Let's go. Then it's not for the title. Let's go Oliveira, Poirier, and then let's go Chandler Gaethje.
Poirier needs to have his next fight for the title.
And then the winner of those fight.
Poirier's next fight needs to be for the title.
I think Conor needs to fucking be humbled. This is the fucking problem. Like they're just letting Conor
He's
just
about
be.
to be humbled if he loses the
Yeah.
fight. He's done.
I mean, but he needs to fight somebody that like.
Let's look at Oliveira. Click on Oliveira.
Why not Ferguson and Conor? Like I don't understand. Why not?
It should be either Conor and Poirier because they're 1-1.
Like
they
to
are
me,
1-1.
Connor's allure.
Look, like Kevin Lee, Gordon, like these are not fucking Nick Lentz. Come on, look at these
Yeah.
guys. He's beat. Why would he deserve a title? Jimmy Layler. I don't care. Those are not title contenders. He's been a bunch of nobodies.
Well,
And now he's ducking Nate Diaz.
So
look at that. You tell me that's the resume for a guy that deserves a title shot.
He at least needs a top 5. Oliveira needs a top 5.
Yeah, he beat Ferguson.
He's 3.
But
He beat
Ferguson looks like he's
Ferguson.
sliding. He looks like he's slipping and sliding. Chandler at 4 is a stretch too. You come in one
So
win.
how about then make Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, Oliveira.
No, it should be Poirier and Gaethje should get that title shot before Chandler. Why does Chandler deserve a
Well, I'm
title
not
shot?
saying I don't think none of those guys should fight.
Poirier's next fight should be the lightweight title. Why shouldn't it?
No, yeah, Poirier can fight for the title if you want to make it. But it should
Whoever-
not be against Connor. Connor should
he's
not
fighting.
even be in the fucking talks. For a
Whoever
championship.
he's fighting, whoever Poirier is fighting, and he's the champ. He's technically the champ, right?
But
He's the unofficial champion right
But
now.
it shouldn't be. It should not be Connor. That's the thing that we're talking about, and it should not be Connor. Connor's allure's gone. The biggest thing about Conor was when Conor in the beginning was.
It
Conor.
is until Conor does this third match and knocks fucking Poirier
Conor
out.
won round 1. Conor rocked Dustin Poirier. He had no answer for that leg kick, but now he's got a whole new camp to go and try to work at that. Like, it's not like Conor did not
But I'm
belong
so
in that
tired
cage
of
with
Conor
him.
getting familiarity. That's what I'm so tired. It's like, okay, it's Conor. Fight somebody like Gaethje. Conor, fight Ferguson. Conor, fight Dos Anjos. Conor, fight Hooker. There's plenty of other people for Conor to fight. Fuck this title shit. Like, Poirier should fight for the title.
Poirier
should fight for the
Poirier
title.
is the one that's saying we should fight Conor again.
It's the money thing. It's a money grab, and I get it.
I mean, if you're either one of
Dude,
those
you
guys,
have-
and
it's
now
a money
Poirier goes
grab.
like, "Oh, I want $5 million to fight,"
And people are gonna I'm gonna watch it,
right?
but I don't think it makes sense.
There's only one of two people.
And
that
I don't think it's gonna
the
do
only
Conor
person
favors.
that's not Conor that he should fight
Yeah.
for the title is Gaethje. Nobody else deserves it.
I mean, but do you think
Chandler doesn't deserve it. Ferguson doesn't deserve it. Hooker, Oliveira, we already talked about that. Gaethje's the only other person on that list, and Conor, you can say because Conor has a win against him.
Yeah, but Conor's.
He lost a fight to Poirier, which a lot of people have lost. Max Holloway lost a fight to Poirier. Like it's not the end of the world when you lose to Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's.
He did not look like he was outclassed.
Gaethje lost to Poirier. Why not give Gaethje a rematch against Poirier?
I said Gaethje.
Yeah.
I said
anybody but Conor.
that,
Maybe not. Okay, not anybody but Conor, but there's other options in Conor.
there's only two options.
Yeah,
It's Conor and Gaethje. Those are the only two options.
and Gaethje.
Gaethje's going to get Chandler. And the winner of
Why
that will
not
fight to
Conor
win.
Chandler?
Why does Conor have to step down?
Dude, he got knocked out.
So what? Michael Chandler. Why is Michael Chandler
He
number
got knocked out.
Why
He
is
beat
Michael
he
Chandler
beat-
number 3 right now?
He beat an over-the-hill Cerrone at 170.
Michael Chandler beat a guy
this
that
is the thing
just
about
lost
Conor.
the fight.
I like Conor, but this is the thing about Conor. Conor has a lot of fucking bullshit to his record. Like the dude fought 2 lightweights at welterweight.
Look, me and you both like Dan Hooker, right?
Yeah.
Where he's a guy who we both say he lost to Paul Felder, he lost to Dustin Poirier, and he lost now to Chandler. So why is he number 4 in the lightweight division?
Oh, I'm not even questioning that.
So, but you're saying Chandler has a chance for a title fight. He really has not.
No, I'm
Hooker-
saying other options than Conor McGregor versus Poirier.
There's
I
only
don't wanna
one
see,
other option.
I don't want to see Poirier Conor 3.
Look
I
at
don't
the-
want to see Nate Diaz Conor 3.
Look, at that lightweight division, there's only 2. There's 3 people that fighting for that title. It's either Gaethje and Poirier or Conor.
It's like when Conor fought Cerrone, I was excited for that because it was different. It was not familiarity. I wasn't happy that it was at 170 because they're both.
But that familiar, but it's like, okay, if the same 2 teams in the NFL, if next year it's the Chiefs and the Bucks again, it's still the Chiefs and the Bucks. It doesn't matter like that. It's familiarity. It's
but
the
a
2
whole
top guys.
roster. This is an individual sport,
But
not
I'm
a team
saying
sport.
it's the 2 top representatives. Conor is still one of the top representatives in that division. He still
But
is.
I think, dude, honestly, I think this would tarnish Conor's legacy.
I don't think it would tarnish.
People,
If he loses,
no, even if he wins,
No, if he wins, he'll win the lightweight.
he wins the title again because he fought a guy he's fought 2 times already. He was knocked
He's
out.
a great fighter, a great fighter who had Khabib and a guillotine almost beat him. Like you're fighting.
listen, if Conor wins a Poirier,
He's gonna go down to he's gonna be
Khabib
calling
is going to
out
come
Khabib,
back
right.
and choke him
Absolutely.
out again.
That's what's gonna happen.
Khabib will never
That's what
let
will
If
happen.
we're
Conor
bringing
beat
Habib into the mix, he's gonna beat fucking all those. It doesn't matter.
No, but I'm saying
Like,
what's gonna happen is Conor wins, Khabib's coming back.
I just think
For
at this
sure.
point,
I'm with Jody on
I
that
like
one.
Conor. I like Conor, and I hate to see the UFC playing this game. Like it's a business game.
No, that's not a business game. I think Conor deserves another shot. Why not? And anybody else? The only other person on that list that I would say deserves a shot is Justin Gaethje.
Well, so then you do Conor Gaethje,
Yeah.
but I feel like Gaethje wins that fight.
That one's gonna be whoever hits first.
right?
I think Gaethje will eat up Conor's legs.
Could be, but who knows? Conor obviously now he's wise to the leg kick. He can go back to camp and work on it.
I just don't want to see Conor Poirier, and I don't want to see Conor Nate. Let's mix it up. Like, we beat that horse. We beat it.
I want to see either one of those.
We beat it.
See, I'm the exact
I
opposite.
see all of those
right.
fights.
That's what I want to watch.
I mean, you're going to see any Poirier fight, any Gaethje fight, any
There's not
Diaz
a lot
fight.
to do with that division. I get it, but it's like, fucking Conor, can you just fight somebody else? Let's see you fight Dos Anjos or fucking...
Why would he want to fight Dos Anjos?
I think
I
think it would do more for his legacy in the long run. Like if he does, like he's like, look.
No, you know what it does for your legacy? World titles.
Because it doesn't matter who he fights. He's gonna bring in the moolah.
But I'm saying you're talking about legacy.
So like humble down. Okay, look guys.
But you're talking about legacy. Why would you not be chasing titles? What are you talking like? There's no bigger legacy than world championships.
I just don't think that Conor should fight for the title.
I think he
Maybe
should.
not yet.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I
let's
think there's
establish.
something to be said. You lost. Like you
got
got to
to
work your way back
out,
up
dude.
a little bit. You know, I think that's a thing.
You know,
a thing
it's
that
like-
can
But
happen.
when there's not
Fight
like a
of
guy
Tony
that's
Ferguson.
there to step in and like.
Imagine if every fighter got a chance to right their wrongs, like Conor did.
Yeah, but he built that.
But imagine if everybody got to do that.
He built everybody. Everybody's not going to build that up.
You know, so now let's give Gilbert Burns an automatic shot against Usman.
He hasn't built that type of equity.
But Conor's kind of lost his equity.
He has not. 'Cause
And
he
to
just
me,
sold
he has.
whatever
But
million pay-per-views.
in the like,
And a lot of people, like, I just don't.
he's. I feel like he, on paper, you know, the
I don't get
Mayweather
that
fight,
excited.
the Khabib fight, and now the Poirier fight. Like he lost to Diaz. Like he loses a lot for being the biggest name in the fucking sport. You know.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just
Because
his
he engages in the
cockiness.
fight. Because he engages in the fight.
But the thing is, people are kind of just tired of this. Like, he's getting into it because he's just Conor.
I don't think.
And people are starting to
I
be
don't
wise to
think he's
that
tired
shit,
of Conor
man.
McGregor. I see Conor all over
I mean,
the place
I think
still.
Conor can't lose the next 3 fights he has. Like, I just don't. I think if he does lose again, then people are going to be like, all
I
right,
don't know if
get
he
the
has
fuck
3
outta
left.
here.
I think
I don't know
people
if he
are
has
kind of
3
already
fights
like
left.
that. I
Maybe
think
not.
people are kind of already like that. And I think that's one of the reasons maybe I will agree with making the rematches because give him some familiarity. Let him bounce back.
It's not even about him per se. It's the fight to make.
Conor is your fucking cash cow.
That's the thing. No matter who, and you want to put him with other guys who are kind of, and it's
You want to
easier
give him
sell a
chances.
trilogy
You want to
than
give
it is
him
to fight
chances to
inside.
win. It's like when he was coming up, he was building this big persona, and that was fucking that was awesome, dude. Like he said what he was going to do, and he did it.
Right.
But he doesn't have that anymore. He doesn't have that stigma. He's been
Right.
choked out twice. He's been knocked the fuck out by Poirier. And now you're automatically talking about giving him a fucking
It's
title
MMA.
shot.
You get beat, man. Only one person.
Yeah, but
get
you
beat.
know, everybody
Everyone gets
knows why this is happening. It's red painting night. And you know why Dustin wants it? Because he just made more money
I
on
don't even
that one
think
fight
it's all that though.
that he made
It's
in his
also-
last 4.
It's not only that. There is nobody else there that's really saying, "Oh, I deserve this more than anybody." There really isn't. The only one that's close is Gaethje, but everyone's on Charles Oliveira's jock, and we saw his resume. There's a bunch of fucking scrubs he beat. He beat nobodies.
Well, I mean,
Conor
look
doesn't
at-
fight nobody.
hey, look
You
at
know,
all- yeah.
Chandler's got a big fucking mouth, man, and he's
But-
putting out a big.
But everybody was quick to praise Gaethje's performance over Ferguson. Oliveira goes and does it in the same fashion, just grappling and striking.
Gaethje finished Tony Ferguson for one.
Oliveira almost did.
Gaethje, no, he didn't almost. There's no almost.
He almost
anything.
took his arm. I'm
But
just
he did
saying.
not- he could not beat a one-armed man.
There's a lot of people that considered Oliveira's his performance dominant.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu people.
and they want to see it. Right?
Jiu-jitsu people said that. That was the worst MMA fight of all time. We went through that rant last time.
No.
That
There's
was
been a lot
terrible.
worse.
That was
fights.
terrible.
No, there's been a lot worse. I know. Mike hates that. I think this is kind of showing here.
Charles
in this shit.
Oliveira
He just
could
hates
not
Oliveira.
beat a one-armed man. He could not finish a one-armed man. He had to hold him down for his dear life. Then you look at the rest of his resume. It's terrible.
I don't think Khabib's
There's
going to come
nobody on
back
there.
for Poirier.
If
Gaethje.
Conor knocks out Dustin Poirier, guess who's coming back to get that? And he starts holding that belt and saying this and saying
Well,
that.
then does it just become the, Conor wins 3, so then there's got to be a 4th because Dustin's got to, what is he fighting for?
This is ridiculous.
There's
It's
not going to be a
ridiculous.
4th because there's never a 4. In any fight, you never see 4.
Yeah.
You've never seen a 4 with anything. It's that
Boxing,
rubber,
it's happened once
that rubber
before.
match
Yeah.
was like the Ali Frazier at 3. Like when the 2 at the top are that much better than everybody else, you run it back again.
Yeah. I mean,
and these rankings are that's not like pretend these are set in stone. It's just make believe on Dana White's feelings.
Yeah, I mean,
Dana White can make Conor number 2 tomorrow if he wanted.
Yeah, that's what you see, right?
But this is all fake. This is all Dana White's opinion.
There's something to be said for the fact that I really thought Conor was going to win that fight in that first round.
And he won the first round.
It was close, and then he got caught. So there's something. It wasn't like he was super outclassed or anything. Like
no,
he was winning that fight.
The 2 world-class fighters, one of them lost. That's what happened.
Right. So, well, I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Oh, I mean, they're probably going to make Dustin Conor
right.
3. I just don't think it should be for a title. You want to have that fight, that's fine.
Right. But who should be for the title then?
I mean, Dana won't even strip Khabib. That's the whole thing. Like, Khabib wants to walk away. Dana's like, until he says...
Khabib just flat out said that the division needs going out without me. He just said, his quote, the lightweight division needs to go on without me.
But it's like, dude, he's been saying that shit, and fucking Dana's kicking the can down the goddamn road. Like, Dustin should already be the fucking champion.
That's because Dana White's the type of guy. He's very successful. He's a
business
billionaire. He doesn't take no for an answer. He doesn't know about rejection. So he thinks, I can convert anybody. Yeah. I can get Khabib too.
Fucking Mike Tyson is fighting again. Like,
right. So
we're all gonna do
but Khabib is a different type of cat. He's a different dude. I think he's done. But if Conor McGregor comes back, I can see Conor coming back, talking about Islam Makhachev and doing some shit like that, starting up that bullshit.
I could see, but...
And getting that fire burning again.
There's a part of me that just think he's just done.
He didn't look done. He lost, but he didn't look done.
He's done.
The first round, he even said it. We could watch the tape. This is on camera. He looked like Conor. He's not done. He's there.
He did, but...
He lost to Dustin Poirier's a great fighter. Like, he can beat anybody. Dustin Poirier.
I just want to see some fresh matchups.
There's not many people that came closer than Dustin Poirier to beating Khabib. Like, he's very, very good fighter. He's awesome.
Well, I think that wraps us up, guys. Like, subscribe. We're doing the fight companions. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter to see when we're going to do that. I don't know that we have one necessarily lined up.
Well, we're going to be on every pay-per-view. We're going to do on Twitch. We're going to sit right before the undercards start, about 4:30 Chicago time, Central time. We're going to play out the card on UFC 4. We did it last night for the first time. What was
the results?
Tony won 3-2.
Oh, Tony won twice last night.
Controversial finish the Usman Burns fight we did. I don't know.
But it was actually 4-2 if you want to count the preliminary.
I had Paul Felder. It doesn't count. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and stream those on Twitch. It was fun, a lot of fun. We had a good time. We had some viewers actually out of nowhere, very little promotion, so that was kind of cool. So yeah, check us out on Twitch in the Guard. We'll be out there doing the UFC 4 the days of the pay-per-view. So what's that? March 13th, is it?
Yes.
Something. I'm not sure. Yes. But again, we'll be on Twitter and Instagram. InTheGuardPodcast.com. So you have all the links to everything that we're doing. Look for us on all those social media platforms.
You shouted out the Twitch.
Yeah. For sure.
Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
Later.